appropriating funds in the amount of 1.3. I'm sorry, roll call.
Councilman Berlin Boyd.
President.
Councilman William Boyd. Councilman Brown. Councilman Collins.
Present.
Vice Chairman Conrad. Councilman Flynn. Councilman Ford. Councilwoman Fullilove. Councilwoman Halbert.
Here.
Councilman Hedgepeth. Councilman Morrison. Councilman Strickland.
Here.
Chairman Lowry.
Here. Okay, once again, the first is a resolution appropriating funds in the amount of $1.3 million for construction, architectural, and engineering costs for the relocation of police services, South Main Precinct to 444 North Main. Director Armstrong, Chief Little, you both have the floor.
Actually, I'm going to call on Director Adams to lead this.
All right.
This would be joined between police services and general services. Essentially, what we have is police is occupying the South Main area where MATA is located. They have currently about 7,000 square feet with storage. There is a need for them to relocate. There's other developments that are going to be happening in that particular building. They need to go to North Main. We're asking for an amendment of current year CIP for $1.277 million, and police is proposing to reallocate some of their current FY15 operational funds to offset the relocation or their move.
Go right ahead, I'm sorry. I got the sidebar here.
I'm sorry.
No, forgive me. You have the floor.
I'm done. I didn't know if I need to repeat.
Repeat
No.
that last statement though. You said they want to use some of their operating.
They are going to reallocate some of their operating dollars, the current operating dollars, to go towards to offset the relocation, the actual move itself. They can be put in capital funds.
So they're reallocating how much?
About $23,000.
All right, Chief?
And to be very clear about this, the timing of this is based on the renovation project at as part of the train station project. And so the deadlines that we're working against are driven by that. As I understand it, we are to be out by September 1st.
All right. Director, you have anything to add?
Good.
All right. Mr. Strickland, question.
Why are we leaving the MATA station?
As I understand it, the entire facility, the entire train station, including where the South Main precinct is located, is to be renovated. It's actually in the process now of transition for the other tenants who are actually in the apartments. I guess it's the Central Station apartments are also, over time, going to be moving out. A big piece of the square footage on the lower levels is currently occupied now by our South Main precinct. So we've actually been looking for a site for some time. The reason for the MATA precinct is it actually works to meet our needs in terms of matching up on the square footage. It also fits within the zone of coverage. I think the question came up at the last council. There's also parking that's available, which frankly has been an issue at South Main because we've had to park out on the street.
Do we have a lease with the train station?
No.
Currently there's no lease there. They are allowing us to be there at this particular point, so the city pays nothing or the police pays nothing to be in the location.
There would be no lease.
Now, there is a new lease that we have negotiated with MATA, and it's MOU, and it's only $1 a year. We are expanding the square footage of occupation or occupancy.
You're taking up my time. I'm not trying to be rude, but you're taking up my time. I want to focus in on why we're leaving.
Okay.
Because we got it for $1 a year now.
We've got three where we are. We'll pay $1 again. The reason we're leaving is we're basically being asked to leave so they can do the renovation of the space. It's tied up in the redevelopment.
They meaning MATA.
MATA and the developer of the train station property.
Why does the developer want us to leave?
They need that space as part of the project. I can't speak to the specific elements of it. but apparently within the timeline to develop and I'm sure maximize the economic opportunities.
What is the developer? Turley and Willis. That's the developers.
But what is the development?
What they
Mr.
develop?
Brown, please.
Okay, well, we sitting here.
Mr. Brown, please.
What is the development, not the developers?
There are elements of it, as I understand it, include the hotel. I'm not the best person to speak to particular elements of that.
This 1.3 million in CIP, is that on top of what we've already budgeted for this year?
Yes.
So this 1.3 will take us close to 85 million for this year, correct?
That's all.
All right, Mr. Berlin Boyd.
Thank you. I was just headed down the line somewhere with Councilman Strickland with 1.3. So, did you guys find 1.3 million somewhere?
This will be an amendment to the budget.
I understand it, but our okay, CIP was $64 million, right? 64, 65 for FY15. Okay, 82. All right.
Plus Southbrook.
Okay, 82. And so how much of CIP we spent thus far, excluding the 1.3?
Well, it
Has it all been allocated in this income? Yeah.
the majority of it, including the Raleigh project, which was a couple of meetings ago as well. That was the biggest piece of it.
Mr. Collins, would you repeat it and speak up,
Yeah,
please?
the most recent allocation and appropriation of the current year dollars was here before council a couple of, about a month ago. That was the Raleigh Springs project. So most of the projects that are in the 15 budget.
Most, okay. And so, in your math, we have room for 1.3 million?
I think it goes, it's not a question of strictly math. This is a project that I think that we have to do.
And coming from you guys, everything we have to do. I mean, no offense. I mean, I'm just saying everything is a sense of urgency. But we can find money to do certain things, but when it comes to helping people, we can't do that. That's kind of my issue. Thank you. I'm done, Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Collins.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Director Collins, has any projects that we've approved for the fiscal year 15 been put on the back burner or withheld because we're now taking on all these other new projects? And I will add Southwood Mall in there as well.
I don't think that that's the case. When we talk later today about the 170 project, when we discuss the CIP funding for that project, part of the CIP funding for that project is going to be a reallocation of some dollars in the budget that is not going to be used towards
I couldn't hear you.
Yeah, I was concerned about that too. Can you say that again for them down there?
When we talk about the 170 project, there is capital outlay associated with that, which we'll talk about later. And I think in the neighborhood of about $4 million that will be necessary capital expenditures associated with that building will be incremental. $3 million of it is going to be capital dollars that we already have in the budget.
So based on your answers to Councilman Berlin Board, and you said, and Mr. William Boyd sort of whispered it, all of those funds that the council voted on in CIP for fiscal year 15 have been encumbered or spoken for in common man's language. Is that correct?
I would say the majority of them have.
Okay, what majority of that number, is it 50%, 60%? Is it based, if it was originally 82, then we added 1.5 for Southbrook, now we're asking 1.3 for this?